Little things, you know, little unimportant things like putting on my microphone. Goes on. So Bob, you know what keys work for me. You'll look at the pieces and you'll make them in that key. Well, the music that's in there is the music that was printed, and it's not necessarily, you'll notice some of them look very low and stuff. So if you can just adjust slightly, that'd be great. How was your lunch?
Good. We swung by Trader Joe's to pick up some canned stuff.
How's your mom?
We didn't get a chance to go.
Oh, you didn't?
She was sleeping and we went to the Yizkor.
All right, we are Yom Kippur afternoon. There is no hapkathon, by the way. That pink thing is gone. Okay. But just really good for that to start the service. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai la lai lai ya lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai lai lai.
Good afternoon. We are commencing our afternoon service now. We'd invite you to take seats and to open your prayer book, your Machzor, to page 328. A word about our afternoon service. We're commencing now at 3 o'clock. Our service will go to 5. And we've got 4 half-hour segments, give or take, in our service as we've reconstructed the service for this year. Let me share with you what it will look like. Our first segment of the afternoon service is the Torah service, and we will have many of you participating. Our second will be the tefillah, the liturgy of the traditional Yom Kippur service with the prayers of Yom Kippur. Excuse me, gentlemen. Thank you. Our third will be an element that we did not have last year, the martyrology, the reflection of, thank you, the reflection upon those losses we've had in years past. And the fourth is something novel that we've never done before at Temple Bethel, as far as we're aware. We will be having a half-an-hour discussion in the sanctuary based on the themes of the sermons which I've given. I'll repeat for you the major themes, and then we're going to find out what worked, what didn't work, and we're going to dialogue on how we've messaged the High Holy Days. And we'll be concluding that around 5, and we'll commence with the Yizkor service and the Neilah service. So we've adjusted the service, and We've removed the Avodah service from this year, and because again there are 4 or 5 components, we've chosen which components to include. So we're going to want to discuss that with you and be certain that we know that we've shared it with you directly and that you have feedback on that as well. At this time, page 328, we continue with our Torah service. It shall come to pass in the fullness of time that the mountain of the house of God shall be established as the highest mountain and raised above the hills, and all nations shall flow to it. Then many people shall say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the eternal, to the house of the God of Jacob. And they shall say,
that we may walk in your paths.
we give thanks today for a Torah of life, the way of kindness, mercy, and truth. May compassion be our source of sustenance now as in our people's past. May our souls withstand times of crisis and our hearts the inclination to evil. May the covenant of Abraham and Sarah strengthen our will to do what is right. May the qualities of mercy and goodness, love and forgiveness flow through our lives, and let us be strong in a perilous world. Let us open our hearts to the path of Torah. Vayibin so Haaron, vayomer Moshe, Kuma Adonai v'yafutzu oivecha, v'yanusu misanecha, v'panecha. We continue at the top of page 320. Oh, you were going to sing that.
Vayibin so Haaron, vayomer Moshe, Kuma Adonai v'yafutzu oivecha, v'yanusu misanecha mipanecha, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, u'devar Adonai miYerushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh v'norah Shemo, Gadol Adonai iti, unerov mema Shemo yachdav. Lecha Adonai hagedula v'hagedula v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod, ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz, ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha v'hamidnaseh lechol lerosh.
Our Yom Kippur afternoon service commences with a Torah service. And what a Torah reading it is. We'll find the Torah reading. If you skip ahead a little bit to page 338. This is the Holiness Code. This is the text which teaches us, if any text anywhere in Torah might do so, it teaches us how to live, how to be the Jews whom God would have us be, how to do the work that God had asked us to do, how to live with each other. You see, it was really easy in Genesis. In the beginning of Genesis, we only had 4 people. One killed one of them. We only had 3. It was easy to live with each other or to die with each other. There wasn't that many people. Eventually, we became a big community. We have to learn how to live with our neighbors. It's the hardest thing we ever have to do as human beings, to live with one another. In our own houses, in our own neighborhoods, in our own society, in our synagogue. It would be a lot easier if it was only me. If it was only you. But we got neighbors. The neighbor's dog that barks when I want to take a nap. That neighbor, right? The one who's cutting the lawn and spraying all the lawn stuff out when I want to be cleaning my yard. The world is filled with others. The one who speaks loudly on the airplane when you want to rest. The one whose baby is crying on the airplane when you want to sleep. The one who drives perilously on the bridge when you want to get on the other side safely. That's what this code is about. It teaches us that we have to find a way to live with the other. The secret, though, is not changing the other, our code teaches. The secret is learning how to be ourselves. Among these texts are some of the most important texts of all of Jewish life. Obviously, v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your neighbor as yourself. About so much has been said. But then, these incredible texts, lo tikalel cheresh, v'lifnei ver lo titen michshol, not to put a stumbling block before the blind, and not to curse someone who can't hear you. How often do we take advantage? Not those of us in this room, because we're Jews on Yom Kippur, but we collectively take advantage of the one who's vulnerable. Cursing the deaf, pulling the chair out from the kid in 3rd grade. Remember, he's laughing. I think he did it. The stumbling block before the blind. And the rabbis taught that stumbling block before the blind, it was not putting a piece of wood in front of somebody, the michshol in front of somebody, but rather it's about the one who doesn't know how to do investments and needs some help about what to do with the inheritance of $10,000 they just received, or the one who doesn't know how to use their cell phone because there's so many buttons and different things, doesn't know how to. There's so many different ways in which we allow another to continue functioning blindly or somehow imperiled. That's what the text is teaching. And then there's my most compelling text from within this one. The text which speaks of our neighbor's blood. To not stand idly by. Lo ta'mod al dam reyecha. Don't stand idly by when your neighbor is bleeding. Well, if you see somebody bleeding, what are we going to do? That's easy. That doesn't need to be taught. But the rabbis extended that message much more broadly. Not to stand idly by your neighbor's blood doesn't simply mean if someone's injured on the side of the road. It truly means when another one is vulnerable. When somebody else has some kind of need that we can assist, how can we countenance being a human being? And a human being in a synagogue on Yom Kippur and walking past that soul. How do we walk in and out of Walgreens and see the people on the side there with the signs and walk by them and not notice them? At least the Walgreens in Long Beach, where I pick up my prescriptions. How can we live with ourselves if we can stand by? The rabbis taught that message, lo ta'amod al dam reyecha, to not stand idly by. They took it very literally, and they said, this is the instruction for the physician, the obligation for the physician to do medicine. And you might ask, why do you need to have an instruction for a physician to do medicine? Isn't that a given? That's what the physician does? And the rabbi said, no, not at all. There's a big problem with physicians in medicine. And that is, if we hold that illness came from God, if everything came from God, then how dare we arrogate to ourselves the possibility of doing medicine, because that's indicting God. So the rabbis had to find a commandment which says that we can actually usurp God's position as physicians and make the world better. Lo ta'mod al dam reyecha. Don't stand idly by your neighbor's blood. Every commandment of ethics and goodness anywhere in the world is a footnote to chapter 19 of the book of Leviticus. Everything our mothers and grandmothers taught us, everything they taught us. Tie your shoe. Don't go out without a sweater. Wear clean underwear. Everything is a footnote to Leviticus chapter 19. So today, let's look at it carefully. We're thrilled that so many people are participating in our Torah service today, including Racheli, who will be reading Torah for us. We've got 3 Aliyot. We'll tell you where they begin and end. Hopefully the cantor knows where they are. Good. For our first Aliyah, we'd like to invite up all of you, all of us who are participating in the membership engagement efforts. Linda, everybody in your committee and committees, everyone who's been involved with helping to be certain that someone else in the synagogue is connected to another. We invite all of you to come forward. We might honor you in your good work. The Torah reading is on page 338. The blessings are somewhere in advance of that. The blessings are found on page 330. Anybody else, Linda, should be on the bima to be honored for this moment? Well, then you know what? Everybody here should be part of the membership engagement committee. Right, Gail? Right. Everybody here should be turning to another, connecting with another, someone who's a member of the synagogue or not. So I'm going to invite every one of you to say you should be on this bima. So when those on the bima offer the blessing, I want every one of you to join in as well, because no one to Bethel is exempt from being part of this committee. Did we find it? We're all set? Mm-hmm. Good. All right. Are you ready? Baruch Hu. 1, 2, 3.
Baruch Hu. Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Vaed.
Baruch.
Amen.
וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל כל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, קדושים תהיו, כי קדוש אני אדוני אלוהיכם. איש אמו ואביו תיראו, ואת שבתותי תשמרו. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אל תפנו אל האלילים, ואלוהי מסכה לא תעשו לכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. וכי תזבחו זבח שלמים לאדוני, לרצונכם תזבחו. ביום זבחכם יאכל וממחרת והנותר עד יום השלישי באש יישרף. ואם האוכל יאכל ביום השלישי, פיגולו לא ירצה, ואוכליו עונו יישא, כי את קודש אדוני חילל, ונכרתה הנפש ההיא מהמאה. וקצרכם
And Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to all the community of Israel, and say to them, You shall be holy, for I, Adonai your God, am holy. Revere each of you, your mother and your father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am Adonai your God, and you shall not turn to idols, and you shall not fashion for yourselves molten gods. I am Adonai your God.
For our second Aliyah, thank you. We call all of those who've been so diligently and wonderfully volunteering and working on these high holy days, those who've made these days so magnificent, so bright, so airy, so meaningful. If you have been volunteering in some way, Carrie, you should be up here. If you've been volunteering in some way, we don't pay you enough, Carrie. You got to be.
It's really a volunteer position.
All of our High Holy Day volunteers, we invite you to come forward. Those who are present in the room, join us. Carrie, come on up.
You're not getting out of this.
Come on over.
Yeah, yeah.
So, for our word to each of you that this has been, for me, a wonderful High Holy Days thus far. I hope for you as well. I know that there's much work and effort that goes in, sitting at the door, greeting people, distributing, troubleshooting, getting things at the last minute. And those of us in the Bema cannot thank you enough, because we just go ahead with what we're doing and know that you have everything handled.
It's true.
And the whole congregation is the same, because this congregation takes your effort for granted, and we don't. And at this moment, we thank you with this blessing. May the Holy One shine upon you and give you much strength, because we're not done yet.
Exactly.
First blessing,
First
top
blessing.
of the page.
1, 2, 3. Baruch Hu. Amen.
ובקודשכם וקציירתכם לא תכלה בעצתך לקצור ולקט קדשך לא תלקט וחרמך לא תעולל ופאר כרמך לא תלקט לעני ולגר תעזוב אותם. Critical verse that you give the leftovers of your fields to the poor and to the stranger, to the other. That's what's out in the hallway over here, that we're going to give it to someone that we don't know. La'ani v'lager ta'azov otam. Give what you have extra to the others who don't have it. But more than that, not even what you have extra, give from yourself so someone else will have it. Ani adnai Elohechem. Lo tignovu v'lo tichakashu v'lo tishakru ish ba'amito. V'lo tishavu v'shmi l'shaker. V'chilalta et Shem Elohecha ani Adonai. Lo tashok et reyecha v'lo tigzol. Lo talim pulati chesachir itcha ad boker. Key text. Don't let the wages of your worker wait around with you till the evening, until the next day. Because frankly, there are those who live hand to mouth. We may not be the ones living hand to mouth. We've got no idea what it's like to live hand to mouth. But someone else does. And the text reminds us to give the wages, not in a timely fashion, but in an immediate fashion. Incredible text here, Ad Boker. Lo tikalel cheresh, v'livnei iver lo titem michshol. That's putting the stumbling block before the blind. The only time in this entire text that God says, you better do it because I'm going to get even with you. Here it says, the only one of these verses that says that there is a payment or a recompense for it. Because God says if you do put that michshol, the stumbling block before the blind, or you curse the deaf, it says you better fear me. The only time it says, I'm going to get even with you. Everything else, God will put up with if you don't give to the hungry as much. But if you take advantage of the vulnerable, God says, look out, I'm coming after you. And I'll argue that this is the ultimate message of the text of the Torah. All the 5 books of the Torah is encapsulated in this one little verse here that says, I'm looking out for everybody else and you better join me. Otherwise, you're on my other list. Lo ta'asu al b'mishpat, lo tisaf pnei dal, v'lo tedar pnei gadol, b'tzedek tishpot amitecha, lo telech rechil ba'amecha, Lo ta'amod al dam rayach. Do not stand honored by the blood of your neighbor. Ani adnai, I am the Lord your God. Lo tisna et achicha bilvavech v'chech tuchiach et amitecha. V'lo tisa alav chet. Lo tikom, lo titor et b'nei amecha. V'yahavta l'rayecha kamocha. Love your neighbor as yourself. Ani Adonai.
Beautifully done. Who has the
Kathy's reading for us.
Kathy's reading for us. Fabulous.
Thank you, Kathy.
And when you make a sacrifice of well-being to Adonai, you shall offer it so that it will be acceptable for you. It shall be eaten on the day of your sacrifice and on the next day, But what remains until the third day shall be burned in fire. And if, nevertheless, it is eaten on the third day, it will be a foul thing, unacceptable. And one who eats it shall bear guilt for profaning the holiness of Adonai, and that person will be cut off from the people. And when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not finish by reaping the corners of your field, and you shall not gather the gleanings of your harvest, and you shall not pick your vineyard bare, and you shall not gather the fallen fruits of your vineyard. Leave them for the poor and for the stranger. I am Adonai, your God. You shall not steal, you shall not deceive, and you shall not lie to one another, nor swear falsely in my name, profaning the name of your God. I am Adonai. You shall not exploit your neighbor, and you shall not rob. You shall not keep a worker's wage with you overnight until morning. You shall not curse a person who is deaf, nor put a stumbling block before a person who is blind. Rather, you shall revere your God. I am Adonai. You shall not do injustice in judgment. You shall not favor one who is weak, and you shall not defer to one who is powerful. You shall judge your kin with justice. You shall not spread slander among your people. You shall not stand idly by the blood of your neighbor. I am Adonai. You shall not hate your kin in your heart. Reprove your friend, thus you will not bear guilt because of a friend. You shall not seek vengeance or bear a grudge against members of your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am Adonai.
Nice. Blessing. 1, 2, 3. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. Amen.
Before we give kisses and hugs and send you off the bema, there's one person on this bema right now whose birthday it is today.
Who could it be?
Yom
Holedet Sameach, Yom Holedet Sameach, Yom Holedet Sameach, Yom Holedet Sameach.
No cake. Until later. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Happy birthday.
Birthday on Yom Kippur. Think of to break the fast. Thank you, everybody.
It's her favorite kind of cake. No cake.
Thank you, everybody. Our third Aliyah, we now invite those who have been volunteering immensely over these high holy days, who have been giving not only their hearts and souls, but of their voices, and have been here not only during the days of the holidays, but for so many days in advance of the holy days. And they have been, I think, having too much fun, I've also heard.
A little bit.
So we now invite our members of our choir to join us on the bema, that we might honor you for what you give to us.
I know Gail's very concerned that you all get a pitch. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Vaed. אמן. מפני סבת תקום והדרת פני זקן ויראת מאלוהיך אני אדוני. וכי יגור איתך גר בארצכם לא תונו אותו כאזרח מכם יהיה לכם. הגר איתכם ואהבת לו כמוך כי גרים הייתם בארץ מצרים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. לא תעשו עוול במשפט, במידה, במשקול ובמשורה, מאוזני צדק מאזני צדק, אבני צדק, אפת צדק, ועין צדק. יהיה לכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, ושמרתם את כל חוקותיי ואת כל משפטיי, ועשיתם אותם, אני אדוני. You got it? You got it? Straight.
Rise before the ones whose head is white with age, and regard an elder with respect, and revere your God, I am Adonai. And when strangers dwell within your lands, you shall not wrong them. The strangers, and you shall love that person as yourself. For you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am Adonai, your God. You shall not act unjustly in judgment, in the measure of weight, in liquid measure. You shall have honest scale, honest weight, honest effet, and honest hin. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you forth from the land of Egypt, and you shall keep all my laws and all my judgments, and do them. I am Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu torat emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. Amen. Thank you for all you do.
Now we would invite you to rise, that we might give honor to the Torah.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה, וזאת התורה, וזאת התורה אשר שם משה, וזאת התורה לפני בני ישראל, וזאת התורה על פי אדוני ביד משה, וזאת התורה, וזאת התורה אשר שם משה, וזאת התורה, וזאת התורה אשר שם משה, וזאת התורה, וזאת התורה.
So now we turn to what's arguably the most compelling part of all of Yom Kippur, the afternoon Haftorah, Maftir Yonah, the story of Jonah. And no other synagogue in America should have quite the experience with Jonah, or could have it, that we have. Because, well, there's a ship up there. I know that's the tribe of Zebulun, but perhaps it's got something to do with Jonah and the whale. That was our thought in planning the service. In looking at the afternoon reading of the Haftorah, we thought we have been honoring in our Temple Bethel's history those who've done above and beyond, who've been honored for leading our congregation in generous, magnificent ways. And those honorees received the Zebulun Award. I have not yet experienced that celebration, although I've learned about how precious and how cherished is that moment. So we thought for the Haftorah, it would be fitting and appropriate that all of those who have been recipients of the Zebulun Award be invited to come to the Bima. And we've got 4 chapters here. We did not pick, because we didn't know who's going to be here at what time or whatever, this person or that person to read from the book of Jonah, but we thought that the book of Jonah belongs to Temple Bethel and belongs to those who've been so honored. So this time, recipients who I believe are here. If I'm incorrect, correct me. When I call your name, come on up. Maury Gross and Sharon Gross, Estelle Lieb, Steve Morris and Josie Morris, Barry Tyson, Steve Skoll, Reba Skoll, George Mayer, Elliot Schwartz, George Zimmerman, Marla Schwartz, and Jody Davidson. Did I leave anybody out?
Yes.
Who?
Yes.
Linda.
We've also got the Sorkin.
Yes,
and
Zarika and
Marty.
Jerry and Marty and Linda.
Marty and Linda.
Who
correct?
else? Come on up.
Did we cover everyone? Oh, is she here? Oh, Lynn Kamholtz, if you're here. She doesn't want to, it's okay.
So,
God bless.
so come close. We've got 4 chapters of the book of Jonah to read, and we didn't impose on anybody to read from this, and we have the book open here. Now I'm going to invite, that's not it. That's not going to help you. I'm going to invite anyone who to step forward and read and then pass the book. He's my big book over here. So Cantor's going to offer the blessing, and then we're going to invite you who've got the relationship with the waters of the tribe of Zebulun and with the book of Jonah. This should be your moment. So don't be shy. We've got 4 chapters to go. You've all been honored because you stepped up. Just going to step on up the mic and read for us this magnificent text of Jonah. Cantor.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar bנביאים טובים ורצה בדבריהם הנאמרים באמת ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בתורה ובמשה עבדו ובישראל עמו ובנביאי האמת והצדק.
First person wants to read, come on up. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, guys.
Go for it.
It's
It's
all
English. Yeah. The English. Don't worry.
Take it away.
And the word of Adonai came to Jonah, son of Amittai. Get up, go to this great city of Nineveh, and proclaim against it, for their evil deeds have risen up before me. But Jonah got up to flee to Tarshish, away from the presence of Adonai. And he went down to Jaffa and found there a ship heading for Tarshish. And he paid its fare and went down into it to head with them to Tarshish, away from the presence of Adonai. But Adonai hurled a great wind upon the sea, a storm at sea so great that the ship was in danger of being shattered to pieces. And the sailors were frightened, cried out, each to his own God, and flung the ship's cargo into the sea to lighten the load. But Jonah had gone down into the hold, the lower deck of the vessel, and he lay down and he fell into a deep sleep. And the captain approached him and said to him, "What are you doing sound asleep? Get up, call to your God. Perhaps the God will be kind to us, and we will not perish."
Just as dramatic.
And they said, each man to his companion, let us cast lots that we might know on whose account this evil event has come to us. So they cast lots, and the lot fell on Jonah. And they said to him, tell us, you who have brought this evil upon us, what is your trade and where have you come from? What is your country and who are your people? And he said to them, I am a Hebrew. I revere Adonai, God of heaven, who made sea and dry land. The men felt great fear, and they asked him, what have you done? Because the men knew he was fleeing from Adonai, for so he had told them. And they asked him, what should we do to you to bring calm to the sea around us? For the sea was growing more and more stormy. So he said to them, lift me up and hurl me into the sea, and the sea will calm down for you. For I know that this great storm came upon you because of me.
And the crew rowed hard to return to the dry land, but they could not do it, for the sea was raging more and more fiercely than around them. And they called out to Adonai, saying, "Please, Adonai, please do not let us perish because of the life of this man, and do not hold us as guilty of shedding innocent blood. For you, Adonai, for which you desired, you have brought about." And they lifted Jonah and hurled him into the sea, and then the sea stopped raging. And the men revered Adonai. Great was their reverence. So they offered to Adonai a sacrifice and made vows. And Adonai provided a great fish to swallow Jonah. And Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. Jonah prayed to his Adonai, his God, from the belly of the fish. And he said,
Next reader, who's going to tell us what Jonah said? Go ahead, Estelle.
I called to Adonai in my distress, and God answered me. I cried out from the belly of the netherworld, and you heard my voice. Into the depths you cast me, into the heart of the sea, and the floods engulfed me. All your billowing, breaking waves swept over me. And I thought to myself, I was banished from before your eyes. Will I ever again gaze upon your holy temple? The waters closed in over me, the deep engulfed me, rushes wrapped around my head. I descended to the low point of the mountains. The gates of the earth closed upon me forever. Yet you, Adonai my God, raised up my life from the pit. When my life fainted away, I called Adonai to mind, and my prayer came to you, to your holy temple. They who cling to empty folly forsake their own welfare. But I shout with a shout of thanksgiving, I will sacrifice to you. What I have vowed, I will fulfill. Rescue comes from Adonai. And Adonai commanded the fish, and it spewed Jonah out upon dry land.
All right, thank you. Next. Come on.
And the word of Adonai came to Jonah a second time. Get up, go to the great city of Nineveh, and call out to it the proclamation that I tell you. So Jonah got up and went to Nineveh according to the word of Adonai. Now Nineveh was a great city of God, 3 days' journey across. And Jonah started out and made his way into the city, the distance of a 1-day walk. And he called out and said, 40 more days and Nineveh shall be overturned. The people of Nineveh trusted in God, and they proclaimed a fast, and they put on sackcloth from the richest to the poorest. And word reached the king of Nineveh, and he got up from his throne, took off his robe, put on sackcloth, and sat in ashes. And he cried out and said in Nineveh, by decree of the king and his nobles, no person or beast, of flock or herd, shall taste anything. They shall not graze, and they shall not drink water. They shall be covered with sackcloth, person and beast, and shall call loudly to God. Let all turn back from their evil ways and from the violence which is in their hands. Who knows? God may turn and relent, turn back from the heat of anger, so that we do not perish. God saw what they did, how they were turning back from their evil ways, and God relented from the evil planned for them and did not carry it out.
Okay, couple more readers. Final chapter.
But to Jonah, this was a great evil, and it made him angry. So he prayed to Adonai, saying, Please, Adonai, is this not what I said when I was still in my own country? This is why I fled to the Tarshish to begin with. For I knew that you are gracious and compassionate God, endlessly patient and abounding in steadfast love, ready to repent of evil. And now, Adonai, please take my life from me, for it's better for me to die than to live. And Adonai said, It is good for you to be angry. Then Jonah left the city, found a place east of the city, made himself a shelter there, and sat under it in the shade until he might see what would become of the city. And Adonai Elohim provided a gourd and made it rise up over Jonah to give shade for his head and rescue him from his evil situation. And Jonah rejoiced with great joy because of the gourd, But at dawn the next day, God provided a worm that attacked the gourd, and it withered. And as the sun rose, God provided an oppressive wind from the east, and the sun beat down on Jonah's head, making him faint. He begged for death, saying, "It's better for me to die than to live." Then God said to Jonah, "Are you good and angry about the gourd?" And he said, "I am good and angry to the point of death." Then Adonai said, "You pity the gourd, which you neither worked for nor grew, which appeared overnight and perished overnight. Should I then not have compassion for the great city of Nineveh, a place of more than 120,000 human beings, unable to tell their right hand from their left, and many beasts?"
Thank you. Indeed, your being on this bima today is a recognition of the honor that your congregation has bestowed upon you. And it's a very wonderful treat for me and for all of us to bask again. If I could make a suggestion, I think that the book of Jonah belongs to this tribe of Zebulun, and that what else speaks of water and this relationship quite like this text. And I would hope that, God willing, in years to come, this might be a moment when you could be collected and gathered and hugged and kissed on this bima again and again, that the year begins with your not only reading it, but if I could add one other thought, usually on Yom Kippur afternoon, the congregation is not as full as it is at other times, but you make it full. You've made it full by the work that you've done over decades and decades, by your commitment, by your presence, and that's what's reflected here. It's not just the text of Jonah and the water, it's that the synagogue sits on your shoulders, and we owe you a debt of gratitude. Thank you. Cantor, you want to chant a blessing for us?
I would love to. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם צור כל העלמים צדיק בכל הדורות על הנאמן האומר ועושה המדבר ומקיים שכל דבריו אמת וצדק על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הנביאים ועל יום הכיפורים הזה שנתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, למחילה ולסליחה ולכפרה, לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל, אדוני אלוהינו, אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך. יתברך שמך בפי כל חי, תמיד לעולם ועד, ודברך אמת וקיים לעד. ברוך אתה, אדוני, מלך מוחל וסולח לעוונותינו ולעוונות עמו בית ישראל, ומעביר אשמותינו בכל שנה ושנה. מלך על כל הארץ, מקדש ישראל יום הכיפורים. Of course.
We continue on page 352. On page 352, and we rise to give honor to the Torah. Yahalu et Shem Adonai ki niskav shmo levado. Praise God's name, for God's name alone is truly sublime.
הודו על ארץ ושמיים וירם קרן לעמו תהילה לכל חסידיו לבני ישראל עם קרובו. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
precious teaching I have given you. My Torah, do not forsake it. A tree of life to those who hold it fast. All who embrace it know happiness. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. Take us back, Adonai. Let us come back to you. Renew in our time the days of old.
עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכי המאושר. עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכי המאושר. דרכיה דרכי נועם וכל נתיבותיה שלום. דרכיה דרכי נועם וכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה. חדש ימינו, חדש ימינו כקדם. חדש ימינו, חדש ימינו כקדם. אמן.
We remain standing and turn to page 356 for the tefillah. Page 356 for our prayers.
Adonai sfatai tiftach. Adonai sfatai tiftach. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ufi yagid Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el hagadol hagibor ve'hanora El Elyon Gomel chasadim tovim ve'konei hakol וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. זוכרנו לחיים מלך חפץ בחיים וכותבנו בספר החיים למענך אלוהים חיים. מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. מי כמוך אל הרחמים זוכר יצוריו, לחיים לחיים ברחמים, ונאמנת לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We turn to page 379. The gathering, past the gates of the city, with the cattle of the wind, between the mountains and the sea, with the tent and the faces. You and everywhere like air, they called you by different names. None of them yours, all of them yours. You knew the hunger of open beaks. High in the cedar, you watched the infant goats sway to their feet. You and everywhere like air, I called you by different names. All of them yours, none of them yours. A gust of wind parted the grass. There was the bread I ate, the heart of the bread of the heart. Baruch atah Adonai, HaMelech HaKadosh. Turning back to page 378. Kadosh atah v'nora shemecha v'ein Elohim baladecha kakatuv v'yikba Adonai tzivot b'mishpat v'el HaKadosh nikdash b'tzedakah. You are holy, your name is holy, there is nothing divine beyond you, as the prophet Isaiah taught. The source of all might is exalted beyond through justice, the God of holiness made holy through righteousness.
Baruch atah Adonai, HaMelech HaKadosh.
Amen. Page 384. We join together. Our God and God of the generations, before us may a memory of us ascend and come before you. May it be heard and seen by you, winning your favor and reaching your awareness, together with the memory of our ancestors, the memory of your sacred city, Jerusalem, and the memory of your people, the family of Israel. May we be remembered for safety, well-being, and favor, for love and compassion, for life and for peace on this day of atonement. Zochrenu Adonai Eloheinu bo l'tova.
Amen.
Ufokdenu bo livracha.
Amen.
Voshienu bo l'chaim.
Amen.
Eternal our God, remember us.
Amen.
Be mindful of us.
Amen.
And redeem us for a life of goodness and blessing.
Amen.
Favor us with words of deliverance and mercy. Show us the depths of your care. God, we await your redemption, for your reign with grace and compassion. We continue taking this next moment to continue silently from page 386 to page 410. We will not be able to worship all the prayers. We will find some that will touch our hearts.
ratzon imrei fi. Yul ratzon imrei fi. Vegion libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri vegohali. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Oh, say shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, ve'imeru,
Page 412. As parents show tenderness to their children, may you show mercy to those who worship you. Like the heavens that tower above the earth, your love is powerful for those who revere you. Liberation is a gift from God, a blessing upon your people. You are the God of all we can perceive, our haven, the God of Yaakov. And you are the God of all that is beyond our perception. The one who has faith in you is fortunate. Sovereign God, show us the way to freedom. Answer us on this day of our calling out to you. Moses prayed to God, as you have been faithful to this people ever since Egypt, please forgive their failings now in keeping with your boundless love.
Richam Adonai al yereav, ki chigvo hashamayim al haaretz, gavar chasto al yereav, kerachemav al banim. Richam Adonai al yereav, ki chigvo hashamayim שמים על הארץ, גבר חסדו על ירח.
We turn to page 414, where we find once again that text that links us ever to God in that unique position of being perhaps subject to the bowling ball, for those who might have heard it earlier today. That we have to discover that relationship again and again. Ki anu amecha v'ta Eloheinu. We are your people, you are our God. Perhaps nothing sums it better than that.
כי אנו עמך ואתה אלוהינו, אנו בניך ואתה אבינו, אנו עבדיך ואתה אדוננו, אנו קהלך ואתה חלקנו, אנו נחלתך ואתה גורלנו, אנו צונך ואתה רוענו, אנו חרמך ואתה נוטרנו, אנו פעולתך ואתה יוצרנו, אנו רעייתך ואתה דודנו, אנו סגולתך ואתה קרובנו, אנו עמך ואתה מלכנו, אנו מאמירך ואתה מאמירנו.
Couldn't find a switch. I'm going to invite us, we continue on page 414, that the ladies say, we are yours, and the gentlemen will respond with, and you are ours. Ladies.
And you are our God. And you are our Father, our Mother. And you call us to serve. And you are our portion. And you are our purpose. And you are our shepherd. And you watch over us. And you are our maker. And you are our lover. And you are the one we cherish. And you reign over us. And you
For us yours. So forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, tevo lefanecha tefilatenu, v'yal titalam mitchinatenu, anachnu azei fanim u'kshei oref, lamar lefanecha, Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, tzadikim anachnu v'lo chatanu, aval anachnu chatanu. Together, our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence, and when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong.
Ay, 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 Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Dibarnu dofi, He'evinu, Veirshanu, Zadnu, Chamasnu, Tafalnu shaker. Ay, 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 יעצנו רע, כזבנו, לצנו, מרדנו, צררנו, אבינו, פשענו, צררנו, קישינו עורף. איי 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 רשענו, שיחתנו, תיעבנו, טעינו, תיתנו. Ay 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 ay
On the top of page 418, for these sins, our God, we ask forgiveness. Together, the ways we have wronged you deliberately and by mistake, the harm we have caused in your world through insincere promises, the ways we have wronged you by judging others unfairly, and harm we have caused in your world by making light of serious matters, the ways we have wronged you by giving in to our hostile impulses, and harm we have caused in your world through condescension, the ways we have wronged you through our innermost thoughts, and harm we have caused in your world through the words of our mouths, the ways we have wronged you through lies and deceit, and harm we have caused in your world by mistreating a friend or neighbor, the ways we have wronged you by hating without cause, and harm we have caused in your world through hypocrisy. For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement.
על כולם אלוה סליחות, סלח לנו, מחל לנו, כפר לנו. ועל כולם אלוה סליחות, סלח לנו, מחל לנו, סלח לנו, מחל לנו, כפר לנו.
Continuing on page 420, we again join together. The ways we have wronged you openly and secretly, the harm we have caused in your world through our thoughtlessness, the ways we have wronged you by profaning your name in public, and harm we have caused in your world through offensive speech, the ways we have wronged you through gossip and rumor, and harm we have caused in your world through disrespect to parents and teachers, the ways we have wronged you through narrow-mindedness, and harm we have caused in your world through dishonesty in business, the ways we have wronged you through sexual immorality, and harm we have caused in your world through consumption of food and drink, the ways we have wronged you by betraying trust, and harm we have caused in your world through impulsive acts of malice. For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement.
ועל כולם אלוה סליחות, סלח לנו, מחל לנו, כפר לנו. ועל כולם אלוה סליחות, סלח לנו, מחל לנו, סלח לנו, מחל לנו, כפר לנו.
We continue on page 426. We rise before the ark. Avinu Malkeinu, as Joseph wept and opened a forgiving heart to his brothers, let our hearts be open to those who ask for forgiveness. Avinu Malkeinu, as the high priest entered the innermost shrine to atone, let our acts of tshuva touch our innermost life. Avinu Malkeinu, as Jonah cried out to God, I thought I was driven away. Let us reach for the divine from the depths of our being. Avinu Malkeinu, as you said to Moses and Israel, you shall be holy, for I am holy. Let us affirm today we shall pursue holiness in our everyday lives, revering mother and father, providing for the poor, rising before the aged, loving neighbor and stranger as ourselves. Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice. Avinu Malkeinu, chatanu lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, we have strayed and sinned before you.
Avinu Malkeinu, ein lanu melech ela ata.
Avinu Malkeinu, you alone are our sovereign.
Avinu Malkeinu, aseh imanu lema'an shemecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us as befits your name.
Avinu Malkeinu, chadesh aleinu shana tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew for us a year of goodness.
Avinu Malkeinu, zachor ki yafar anachnu.
Avinu Malkeinu, remember we are but dust of the earth.
Avinu Malkeinu, te'eh sh'at azot, sh'at rachamim, v'eit ratzon milfanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, let this hour in your presence be a time of compassion and acceptance.
Avinu Malkeinu, chamol aleinu v'al ol aleinu v'tapenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and our families.
Avinu Malkeinu, aseh lema'an tevuchim al yichudecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, act for the sake of those slain for their devotion to you.
Avinu Malkeinu, aseh lema'an harugim al shem kodshecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, act for the sake of those killed because they were Jews.
Avinu Malkeinu, aseh lema'an ba'e va'esh v'mayim al kiddush shemecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, act for the sake of those who suffered fire and water to sanctify your name.
Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu va'anenu ki ein banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu staka v'chesed v'hoshienu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, answer us with grace, for our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love. Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu v'aneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu v'aneinu, ki ein banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu tzedaka v'chesed. Aseh imanu tzedaka v'chesed v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu v'aneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu v'aneinu, ki ein banu ma'asim.
Page 432.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leyotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומופיעים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We We turn to page 438 to conclude the afternoon service core before we turn to the martyrology. We conclude with the Kaddish Rabbanan, praising those through God who bring learning and teaching one to another. Yit Gadal, V'Kadash Shmei Rabbah, V'Alma Divrach Utei, V'Yamlich Machutei, V'Chaye Chon V'Yom Echad, V'Chaye D'Chol Beit Yisrael, V'Agala V'Zman Kariv, V'Imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah V'Varach, L'Olam Olmei Amaya, Yitbarach, V'Yishtabach, V'Yitpa'ar, V'Yitmam V'Naseh, V'Yitadar, V'Yitalev, V'Yitalav, Shmei D'Kudshah, B'Rechu, Le'ela U'ela Mikol Birchata, V'Shirata, Tishbechata, V'Nechamata, Da'miran Ba'ama, V'Imru Amen, Al Yisrael, V'Al Rabbanan, V'Al Tamidehon, V'Al Kol Tamidehon, Di V'Yatra, Adain V'Di, B'Chol, V'Ata V'Ata, Yeh Lahon Ulchon Shlama Rabba, China V'Chista, V'Rachamin, V'Chayin Arichin, Umzonei Revichei, V'Forchanan Min Kodam, V'Avuhon Di Vishmaya, V'Ara V'Imeru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'Chaim Tovim Aleinu, V'Al Kol Yisrael, V'Imru Amen. Aseh Shalom Rav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael, V'Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, V'Imeru, Amen.
Lai 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 ya lai 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 ya lai 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 eleskera v'nafshe Allah yashpecha Eleskera v'nafshe Allah yeshpecha Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 yai lai Yai lai 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 Yai lai lai lai.
We turn to the part of the service in which we remember those moments of difficulty and even of triumph of decades and centuries and millennia ago. And so we turn to page 518. Eile ezkara, these I remember, the ones whose lives were shaped by a mitzvah. You must not remain indifferent. The ones who lost their lives through devotion to a mitzvah. Justice, justice you shall pursue. The ones who embodied through deed and dedication a mitzvah. Ubecharta b'chayim, choose life. And these I remember. The ones who mended the broken, brought healing to the wounded, fought back despair with the solace of faith. The ones who breathed life into a prayer that Teken Olam B'Malchut Shaddai, to establish in the world the sovereignty of high and noble purpose. I remember these. Artists of the soul, architects of redemption, the activists and advocates of justice and beauty, exemplars of Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. On this holy day, we remember. Page 520. Rabbi Akiva was one of the 10, a man of piety and humility, a spiritual leader of the Jewish community in the land of Israel, supporter of the Bar Kokhba revolt against Rome that began in 132 CE, who openly defied the Roman decree against assembling in synagogues and teaching Torah. Of Akiva ben Yosef we are told, when the time came to say the morning Shema, the Roman executioners were combing Akiva's flesh with iron, and he said, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Akiva's students asked him, it was Rabbi Papa who said, Rabbi, even now. And he said, all my life I have been troubled that I could never obey this verse. Love Adonai b'chol me'odecha, with all your soul. Which is to say, love God even when God takes your soul. And I have wondered, when will I be able to fulfill this mitzvah? Now that the moment has come, how can I not obey? Akiva stretched out the affirmation of divine unity, the word echad, until the departure of his soul. And he died with echad upon his lips. Amar Rabbi Akiva.
Amar Rabbi Akiva, Amar Rabbi Akiva, Amar Rabbi Akiva. ואהבת לרעך כמוך. זה כלל גדול בתורה. ואהבת לרעך. Amar Rabbi Akiva, Amar Rabbi Akiva, Amar, Amar, Amar Rabbi Akiva.
As we turn to pages 522 and 523, I'm personally torn here, for I have a personal connection to both pages. Shmuel Ziegelbaum's brother, Avraham, was one of my teachers at rabbinic school. Shmuel Ziegelbaum committed suicide, took his life along with those who were in exile from Poland. He was the leader of the Polish parliament, effectively, and he was able to retreat to London, and he couldn't countenance living when Polish Jews were dying. And on page 523, I trust that most of us are familiar with James Chaney, Andrew Goodman, and Michael Schwerner, two Jewish men and one non-Jewish African-American, slain in the summer of 1964 in the Freedom Riders. Michael Schwerner's brother, Steve, was the dean of the college when I went to college at Antioch College. And we all learned about his family. We were very close, and especially the Jewish community, which is half of the college, all had a close connection to Steve and to Michael. And we know the story. We saw the movie Mississippi Burning. And living last year in Alabama, we lived this, for the effects of the civil rights movement were all around us. And being Jews in Alabama is a challenge. No less being Jews in Mississippi. I think it's harder in Mississippi because at least Alabama had Birmingham, a large, significant community that had strength in numbers. But it was so bad in 1963 in Birmingham, Alabama, that they renamed the city not Birmingham, but Bombingham, because the KKK was bombing homes several times a week, including homes of members of my then synagogue last year, including the attempt on bombing Temple Bethel just up the road from Temple Emmanuel where I served. And the story was 55 sticks of dynamite. If it hadn't been a heavy dew, the long fuse would not have been extinguished, and one of the major synagogues in the South, the largest conservative synagogue in the South, would have been blown up by 55 sticks of dynamite that would have blown the entire city block and likely have damaged 2 synagogues. With that thought, that we have to face these challenges as Ziegelbaum, or as Goodman and Schwerner and Chaney, we turn to the top of page 524. The words of Michael Schwerner's wife, widow, Rita. It's tragic, as far as I'm concerned, that white Northerners have to be caught up in the machinery of injustice and indifference. In the South, before the American people register concern, I personally suspect that if Mr. Chaney, who was a native Mississippian Negro, had been alone at the time of the disappearance, that this case, like so many others that have come before, would have gone completely unnoticed, and she was right. The KKK targeted Schwerner because he was a leader of the Freedom Riders. Goodman and Chaney, sadly, were in the car. But they taught us that we must overcome.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I still believe. Everyone together now. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday.
Sadly, the most famous Jew who had passed through Westerbork camp outside of Amsterdam was Anne Frank. But there were so many. On page 525, we read of Eddie Hilsum, who bravely served the Jews of Holland during the Shoah. Hilsum was a volunteer social worker at Westerbork, a German transit camp for Jews and other foreigners who were sent to Auschwitz in freight cars that left the camp every Tuesday, beginning in 1942. After traveling for a year between Amsterdam and Westerbork, advocating for her people and offering them comfort and material support, she herself was imprisoned in Westerbork in 1943. The diaries and letters Hilsum wrote during her last 2 years of life document her courage, empathy, and spiritual depth. Dutch farmers found a postcard she threw from the train as it left Westerbork. It read, "We left the camp singing." She died in Auschwitz in November 1943 at the age of 29. It is sometimes hard to take in and comprehend, oh God, what those created in your likeness do to each other in these disjointed days. But I no longer shut myself away in my room. God, I try to look things straight in the face, even the worst crimes. I try to face up to your world, dear God, not to escape from reality into beautiful dreams. Though I believe that beautiful dreams can exist beside the most horrible reality. And I continue to praise your creation, God, despite everything. And yet, we teach the story that they went singing in the trains. They went singing Anim Amin even as they walked by the tracks in Auschwitz. But we know, and we should understand this, that was not so true. Eddie Hilsum's story may be true. It may be true of her train. But too many went in fear and trembling, in terror and disgust and anguish. And we've created the mythology, the image that they sang Anim Amin, that they somehow transcended. In truth, that consoles us, because there were no consolations for them. And yet we need that consolation. We've held it, we've repeated it, we've taught it, but we have to realize that even when we teach it, there's part of it which is only but myth. Ani ma'amin, I believe emunah shlema, with perfect faith in the coming of the Messiah, even though I tarry, afal pi she'imamea, ani ma'amin, we yet must hold on to something.
Ani ma'amin be'emunah shlema bevi'at HaMashiach ani ma'amin ani ma'amin be'emunah shlema bevi'at HaMashiach ani ma'amin ve'af al pi she'yitmamea im kol ze achake lo bechol yom sheyavor Neilah. Neilah, ani ma'amin Neilah, be'emunah shlema Neilah, ani ma'amin Neilah.
Age 527, Hannah Sanish was a native of Budapest, a poet. She made Aliyah to the British Mandatory Palestine in 1939. She hoped to live, and she left behind, among many, her mother. 5 years later, having trained as a paratrooper, Sanish was one of 37 Jews who parachuted behind German lines in an attempt to rescue Hungarian Jews, and for Hannah especially, to rescue her mother, destined for Auschwitz. During her 3 months in Europe with partisan resistance fighters, in jail, imprisoned, and tortured, she wrote the prayerful poem, Ashrei Gafrur, Blessed is the Match. It would be her last poem. Captured and tortured, refused to blindfold, Hannah Sanish was executed by the Nazi firing squad in 1944, just hours before her mother came, hopefully to rescue her, having made an arrangement with the commandant of the prison. If her mother had been there hours earlier, Hannah might have been rescued. She's buried in a special section of the military cemetery on Har Herzl in Jerusalem, where the gravestones are arranged in the shape of a parachute. Ashrei HaGafrur, blessed is the match.
Blessed is the match, blessed is the match, Blessed is the match consumed in a kindling flame. Blessed is the match. Blessed is the match. Blessed is the match, is the match. אשרי הגפרור שנשרף והצית להבות. אשרי הגפרור שנשרף והצית להבות. אשרי הגפרור שנשרף והצית להבות. אשרי הגפרור שנשרף, blessed is the match. Blessed is the match that softly burns and burns in the heart's secret place. Blessed are the hearts that, like flickering lights, new to flutter and die. Flutter and die without shame. Blessed is the match. Blessed is the match. Blessed is the match consumed in a kindling flame. Blessed is the match. Blessed is the match. Blessed is the match consumed in a kindling flame. Blessed is the match. Blessed is the match. Blessed is the match consumed in a kindling flame. Oh, blessed is the match. Blessed is the match. Blessed is the match, is the match. Blessed is the match, is the match.
Page 530. Rosh HaMemshalah Yitzhak Rabin. Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, born in Jerusalem in 1922, served as an Israeli military leader, twice as Prime Minister. As a statesman, he worked assiduously for peace between Israel and the Palestinians, for which he received a Nobel Peace Prize in 1994. Upon signing the Oslo Accords on the White House lawn on September 13, 1993, he said, "Let me say to you, the Palestinians, we are destined to live together on the same soil, in the same land. We, the soldiers who have returned from battle stained with blood. We have seen our relatives and friends killed before our eyes. We have attended their funerals and cannot look into the eyes of the parents. We who have come from a land where parents bury their children. We who have fought against you, the Palestinians, we say to you today in a loud and clear voice, enough of blood and tears, enough. We have no desire for revenge. We harbor no hatred toward you. We, like you, are people who want to build a home, to plant a tree, to love, live side by side with you, in dignity and empathy, as human beings, as free people. We are today giving peace a chance, and again saying to you, let us pray that a day will come when we will say enough, farewell to arms." On November 4th, 1995, 2 years later, at a peace rally in Tel Aviv, Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated by a radical Jewish opponent of his plan for peace. A blood-stained photocopy of the song Shila Shalom, a song for peace, was found in his pocket. Lo tuchal lidalem. We must not remain indifferent.
תנו לשמש לעלות, לבוקר להאיר, הזעקה שבתפילות אותנו לא תחזיר. מי אשר קבע נרו ובעבר נטמן, בחימר לא יאירו, לא יחזירו לכאן. איש אותנו לא ישיב מבור תחתית אפל, כאן לא יועילו לו שירי הניצחון ולא שירי הלל. על כן רק שירו שיר שלום, אל תלחשו תפילה, ותק תשירו שיר שלום בצעקה גדולה. תנו לשמש לחדור מבעד לפרחים, אל תביטו לאחור, הניחו להולכים. שאו עיניים בתקווה, לא דרך כוונות, שירו שיר לאהבה ולא למלחמות. אל תגידו לא יבוא, הביאו את היום, כי לא חלום הוא בכל הכיכרות, הריעו לשלום. לכן רק שירו שיר שלום, אל תלחשו תפילה, מותר תשירו שיר שלום בצעקה גדולה.
We turn the page. This is the Kaddish. That's not the mourner's Kaddish, but the Kaddish. Again, to praise the Holy One, for students and teachers, for those who've been through life's lessons, those of whom we've read and sung, those who give us a place upon which to build our lives, our nation. Let's join together on page 532 and read it slowly and let its cadence and its images sink in and be a salve for this afternoon of Yom Kippur. It reads, upon Israel and upon the rabbis and upon the disciples and upon all the disciples of their disciples and upon all who study the Torah in this place and in every place. To them and to you, peace. Upon Israel and upon all who meet with unfriendly glances, sticks and stones and names, on posters and newspapers, or in books to last, chalked on asphalt or in acid on glass, shouted from 1,000 windows by radio, who are pushed out of classrooms and rushing trains, whom the 100 hands of a mob strike, and whom jailers strike with bunches of keys, with revolver butts. To them and to you, in this place and in every place, safety. Upon Israel and upon all who live as the sparrows of the streets under the cornices of the houses of others, and as rabbits in the fields of strangers, on the grace of the seasons and what the gleaners leave in the corners. You children of the wind, birds that feed on the tree of knowledge, in this place and in every place, to them and to you, a living, upon Israel, and upon their children, and upon all the children of their children, in this place and in every place, to them and to you, life, Kaddish de Rabbanan.
For our teachers and their students, and the students of the students, we ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. And for those who study Torah here and everywhere, may they be blessed with all they need, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen.
So, Cantor,
So, Rabbi,
we are either 5 minutes ahead of schedule or 25 minutes behind schedule. We thought we would be here around 4:30 and be able to have a discussion on themes that were raised earlier in our High Holy Day season. But we engaged so richly in our prayer that time will be suspended. Our Yizkor service begins in 4 minutes. I prefer not to start a minute early in deference to those who are coming in. So we're going to allow all of us to take a moment to stretch, to greet each other, and allow the cantor and I to perhaps stretch and greet each other as well.
That was mine. It's like, I mean, it took a minute to register.
Was the determining factor of these things.
I can hear you singing out there.
Yeah, she sang this for many, many years. I was in alto, it was too high for me.
Guys, remember we have to adjust this time. So we gotta move back. We're gonna go back. Move back to our original spot.
I knew that, even without you telling me.
Yes, it's pretty obvious. Well, hubby's not happy about it. I'll make our choices. It's not one of my favorites, but I have some others. This is up for me. Good to see Mommy here.
Just start playing some music once you're out here. I just pulled it, I didn't know. some music, get them settled down, please. Friends, page 541. Page 541. Lie, 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 lie. Yai lie lie lie, yai lie la lie la la lie 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 lie, yai la lie 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 lie, yai lie lie lie. Please take your seats. Please take your seats. We've already begun our Yizkor service. If we might take our seats so we could continue. Page 541. This is the hour of memory, and this is our house of comfort. Wounded by loss, we retreat from life. Our synagogue gathers us in. Into this place, we bring stories and prayers, unanswered questions, tears that need to be shed, lives recollected and carried within us, moments of courage and laughter and pain. This day embraces them all. This place embraces us all. Now the heart opens in sorrow, for we are time's subjects, and all that we love we must lose. So let us hold fast to the love that remains and cherish the light of the sun. Today all of us walk the mourner's path. Together may we find strength.
page 544. 544, Shviti.
Shiviti Adonai lenegdi tamid ki mimini balemot lachen samach libi vayagel kevodi Af besari, Yizkor navetach, Ki lo tazov nafshi lishol, lo titen chasidcha, lirot shachat. Todeini orchaim, sovas machot et panecha, neimot, neimot, bimincha netzach, shiviti Adonai lenigdi tamid, ki mimini balemot, ki mimini balemot.
A man had 3 friends. One friend he loved dearly. The second he also loved. The third he regarded with less affection. One day the king commanded the man to appear immediately before him, and the man was greatly alarmed. Had he done something egregiously wrong? Had he betrayed a trust? Had someone spoken ill of him or falsely accused him before his king? In fear and trembling, he called upon each of his 3 friends to accompany him for this obligatory and terrifying appearance. First, he turned to his dearest friend, the one whom he most prized, and he was greatly disappointed when this friend found it impossible to join him on the visit to see the king. He then turned to his second friend, asking, "Will you go with me, as I must go to see our king?" But this friend reluctantly replied, "I will go with you only as far as the palace gates, but I'm afraid that I cannot pass through the gates and enter with you into the palace." In desperation, the man finally appealed to his third friend, the one to whom he had been least devoted. Without hesitation, this neglected friend assured him, "Of course, I will accompany you. But even more, I'll go immediately to the palace ahead of you and plead before the king on your behalf." Friend, who is whom in our story? Well, we can discern who is the king, the Holy One. And we could probably intuit that the man is each of our beloved ones who have departed. And as well, eventually, ourselves. The summons, then, is the ultimate beckoning. the final call to which every one of us must someday answer, to which we are all destined by virtue of being alive and being human. But who then are the various friends? The first friend is one's wealth and possessions, the stuff which we spend our lifetime acquiring and to whom most of us are so very dearly attached. Yet despite all our efforts, even despite the endeavors of the Egyptian embalmers and pyramid builders, our possessions must be surrendered when that time comes, left behind upon departing this world. Ringing true are the words of our tradition which teach, riches profit not in the day of reckoning. The second friend, also loved, is a person's family. You and me, and children and siblings and parents and cousins and spouses. As much as we would wish, and certainly there are many who have cried out in lamentation, if only it was me and not him, or if only I'd gone first and not her. Despite our cries, we know we only can follow and accompany one so far, to the bedside, to the portals of the palace, and not beyond. Not beyond. Who then is the third friend? The one least regarded, but the one which is so loyal and so gregarious on our behalf, even at the moment of the ultimate decision. The third least considered friend is the good deeds, the acts of one's lifetime, his or her achievements, the merit which one has attained, the being one became. This friend, these deeds, never desert one, even in times of distress or of need, and especially in such times. They even precede each of us to declare one's case before the Holy One, as it is written, and your righteousness shall go forth before you. This afternoon, as we gather on this most sacred of days, pondering those whom we cherish in memory, and even more, pondering the pathways of our own lives, we consider these three friends with whom we live our lives, and whom we beg to join us on the last and final journey. The first are possessions, the second are family, the third are good and worthy deeds. So that first friend we know, our possessions. So disloyal is that first friend, the person's wealth. We devote the fullest part of our lives working on his behalf, day in and day out, and in the end, it betrays us and is gone. It vanishes like smoke. It cares very little about us. We serve it like a compelling and unrelenting master, building our pot of gold, and it serves us so fleetingly when we're called before the great sovereign of life. Too often, we turn to that friend for comfort, for security, at moments of such need, only to discover that that friend is nothing but fickle. So wisely, correctly, and succinctly, Moses' heart wrote, "You can't take it with you, because it leaves us before we can leave it." In death, pauper and prosperous are equal. The tears shed by mourners of each carry equal salinity, and both drop earthwards unabatedly. When Alexander the Great was on his deathbed, he commanded that when he would be carried to the grave, his hands should not be wrapped as was usual in his day, but that his hands should be unwrapped and left outside the bier. Why? So that all would see them, and that all may see that they were empty. Alexander the Great wanted all to see that he, born to one empire and conqueror of another, the possessor while he lived of two worlds, the East and the West, and the treasures of both, yet now when he was dead, could retain no smallest portion of those treasures. In this matter, the poorest beggar and the greatest emperor were upon equal terms. How sad, though. Some see accumulating this first friend, one's wealth, as the great aim of life. Yet in the end, even the emperor's hands are empty. I'm sure that you've seen the bumper stickers, often found either on older Mercedes or perhaps ancient Volkswagen vans, painted with the psychedelic daisies, declaring, "He who has the most toys at the end wins." They're wrong, but that is their intent, to poke a finger at the first fickle friend. Hevel havalim hakol hevel. Vanity of vanities, exclaimed the preacher, Ecclesiastes in the Bible. How fleeting is that friend? It's all vanity, especially when placed next to our other, better friends. So much more loyal, yet so very limited, is friend number 2. One's kin, one's family, one's relatives. In life, we are here. And yes, some are closer than others. And we all know of some families, maybe our own, in which so-and-so hasn't spoken to so-and-so for years or decades. Yet the old adage still proves always correct that blood is so much thicker than water. Family is that loyal friend in life, but only so loyal in death. We are the devoted, the loyal ones, the second friend, one who can come almost all the way to the spiritual gates, but not beyond. And many do come that close. Who among us, perhaps almost all of us, have stood next to one as death was nearing? We've grasped their hands, stroked their brows, whispered our farewells, comforted them, comforted ourselves, but all the while knowing that they were making that last final journey, and that we would remain behind, having to figure out how to live. It's like waving goodbye at the airport. In fact, we remember we once were allowed to go even farther, all the way to that gate at the airport. But now we're even more limited, unless we have that unique pass. So too at an earlier day, when our dear ones lived and died among us in our homes, we would be so close, ever so near. But today, when antiseptic hospitals and nursing centers have become the site of the last gateway, the jetway to the eternal heavens, it is metaphorically even as one cannot approach without passing, sometimes even passing through those gateways without security. But we're the same loyal, especially afterwards, the same loyal family as we make our regular pilgrimages to the earthly gates. Many of us visited the cemetery this past week. We link ourselves to our departed, as many of us lit yard-side candles last night and will today. Indeed, family is the true chapel of love, which endures beyond death. Yet death must bring separation. As steadfast as we may be, we are only friend number 2. We must let go after escorting them only as far as the gates. But then there's that third friend. Somehow this one endures. How devoted, how undying in attachment and unwavering in support is friend number 3, the good deeds of one's lifetime. The deeds of our beloved and the deeds of our own lives. And tragically, however, this friend is so often the most neglected among all. It's alone, but it's unyielding in its devotion to us. Contrary to our mistaken belief, is not one's reputation which survives one's death, rather it's one's deeds which survive. And the deeds constitute reputation, and that's what survives. Today at Yizkor, our service of remembrance, We remember those deeds, the kind words, the gentle strokes, the sacrifices, the achievements, the wisdom shared, the generosity, the patient smiles, the timely hug, the hard work, the pride in us, the laughter, the lesson taught, the encouragement offered, the life that was built, and so much more. Their kindness and good deeds can yet inspire, even from beyond. Their love inspires. This is the substance of eternity, that which lasts beyond the grave, the substance of the third friend, the good deeds of a lifetime. A few years ago, a rabbinic colleague wrote that after speaking to an audience about doing good deeds, mitzvot, a woman approached him and said, "I didn't realize what kind of woman my grandmother was until the family sat Shiva for her. It was years ago, but I remember. People kept coming up to us to tell us stories of what she had done for them. People kept telling and retelling tales of this act of kindness and that gesture of generosity. It was overwhelming. Friends, we don't get it. We devote ourselves to that which is fleeting, and we overlook that which is enduring. Friends, that kindness, that generosity, it is our only everlasting and loyal friend. So today, as we are consoled again by the goodness and worthiness of those whom we remember, the deeds of decency which comprise the contents of the books of life, we really ought to resolve in the memories of our loved ones to cultivate the same in our lives, to be devoted to that which will be remembered. Because we all like to have many friends. But in contemplation this day, we see that the truest endeavor is to build a life of the one true friend, the one which lasts beyond the grave, the one which reflects our deeds of goodness. And so for those whose candles we light today, in their names we bless them by our lives, we remember them, but we honor them when we make our lives worthy of remembrance as well. Zichram Tzadikim. Page 550. We die despite appointments and feuds, while our toddler who has recently learned to say no opens and shuts drawers 100 times a day, and our teen braces for the rapids of romance. We die despite the contracts and business trips we planned when our desk is untidy, despite a long list of things to do, which we keep simmering like a rich broth. We die despite work we cherish, marrying whom we love, piling up a star-spangled fortune, basking on the Riviera of fame, and achieving that human participle with no known object.
Mimamakim Kratich Adonai Adonai Shema Shema
This afternoon, we will invite you to light candles. We have many, hopefully sufficient, perhaps hopefully more than enough. This Yizkor service in our prayer book includes 7 candles. And the cantor and I have thought of different ways to organize our lighting candles. And we're going to invite you at times to step up. We may need to make our way through each other to the candles in the back or in the front, and to light one in memory of those who are dear. We turn to page 554 for a reflection before our first candle. Our first candle is devoted to those who've lost and are remembered dearest parents. Blessed are those who give meaning to our lives, who give us our lives. Holy and precious is the example they leave behind. We pray, may their sorrows diminish as we recall their strength. May their wisdom protect us and help us to live. Let our grief be transformed into tenderness toward those who are still with us. Baruch atah Adonai, Makor HaChaim. Blessed are you, Holy One, who gives and renews life. And at this moment, we invite anyone who wishes to step up and to kindle a candle in memory of a parent.
Could I know I would have to leave you? How could I know I would hurt you so? You were the one I was born to love. Oh, how could I ever know? How could I ever know? How can I say to go on without me? How, when I know you still need me so? How can I say not to dream about me? How could I ever know? How could I ever know? Forgive me, can you forgive me and hold me in your heart and find some new way to love me now that we're apart. How could I know I would never hold you, never again in this world, but oh, sure as you breathe, I am there inside you. How could I ever know? How could I ever know?
555. Page 555. Please feel free to continue if you're standing by a table. Adonai ma dam b'teda ehu, ben enosh bat chashbehu, Adam lehevel dama, yamav ketzel, over. Adonai, how hard to fathom that we are worthy of your care. How astonishing your awareness of us. For we are like the morning mist, our days the passing shadow. At dawn we flourish anew, by dusk we wither and fade, sending us back to earth's dust. You tell us, return you who belong to humanity. If only we were wise and understood what lies ahead. For when we die, we carry nothing away. We leave our possessions behind. So mark the wholehearted, take note of the upright, for there is purpose in a life of integrity. Adonai, you replenish the lives of all who revere you, and those who trust in you will never despair. We continue on page 556, Isa Enai El Harim. And as we do, we would invite those who would kindle a candle in memory of a spouse to feel free to come forward during the singing of the psalm.
Me'ayin yavo Ezri me'im Adonai Ose shamayim va'aretz alitein lamot raglecha al yanun shaverecha hine lo yanun velo yishan shomer Israel Adonai shomrecha Adonai tzilcha al yad yaminecha Yomam hashemesh lo yakeka ve'yareach bala Adonai yishmorcha mikol ra Yishmor et nafshecha Adonai yishmor tzetcha uvorecha Me'ata ve'ad olam.
I turn my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? My help comes from the eternal, the maker of heaven and earth. God will not let your foot give way. Your guardian will not slumber. See the guardian of Israel, neither slumbers nor sleeps. The eternal is your guardian. The eternal is your protection at your right hand. By day the sun will not strike you, nor the moon by night. The eternal will guard you from all evil. God will guard your soul. The eternal will guard you going out and coming in, now and forever. We continue on page 562 at the top of the page. And as we do, we would invite those who would kindle a candle for a sibling as the cantor chants, Han Shamalach, the soul is yours, with our choir. Page 567, with this poem from Hannah Senish. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. The memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We would invite for our fourth candle, for those who would be remembering a child, to come forth and to kindle a light as we sing.
There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light. Long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light. Long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is gone. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember. We remember.
We take this next moment, each of us, to turn to pages 568 through 575 and offer the prayer of Yizkor to those whom we remember. Having offered our words privately of Kaddish, or rather of Yizkor, I invite you now to turn to your memorial booklet and to peruse, if you have not yet, the names of those most dear, remembered by members of our congregational family. Please take this book, take it home with you, and offer the prayers on the Yahrzeit anniversaries. Let it be a calm and comforting salve over the wounds of loss. And at this time, having offered the words of Yizkor for those most dear to us in our own personal families, we mention the names of those dear and beloved within our Temple Bethel family. We remember, lost in this past year, Ruth Cohen Allenstein, Eugene David Alpern, Marilyn Becker, Edith Bell, Ann Cohn, J.E. Cohn, Richard Cohn, Ruth Comende, David Ardera, Paul Eagle, William Ebersman, Captain James Gladson, Bertha Gramco, Jack Greenberg, Vivian Cohn-Guzovsky, Ivan Hallich, Josephine Imhoff, Zelda Klein, Henrik Korzanik, Marcia Kowalski, Brenda Magid, Walter Marshall, Fortuna Maisel Meinhardt, Patrick Murphy, Father Lawrence Murphy, Babette Newberger, Lori Ornstein, Marilyn Ortner, Jean Profanato, Philip Roth, Dr. Bonnie Shannon, and Carmen Vickers. Remembering each, we turn to page 583 for our Psalm of Comfort. From Adon Olam, its final verse rather, Yado Avki Ruchi, that our soul is entrusted to your care. And as we do, we'd invite those who would wish to light a candle for grandparents and extended family to come forward to light a candle. Page 583.
בידו אבקיד רוחי, ועת אשן ויעירה, ואם רוחי גוויתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא. בידו אבקיד רוחי, ועת אשן ויעירה, ואם רוחי גוויתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hands. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hands. Be'ado avkid ruchi, ve'et ishan ve'yaira, ve'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira.
We continue on page 593 with that 23rd Psalm, our Psalm of Comfort. No other psalm, perhaps no other prayer, but the Kaddish itself is as inseparable from our experience of grief and mourning as the 23rd Psalm. One phrase so simple and direct yet emotionally profound has made it so. Ki atai imadi, for you are with me. Or in the language of an earlier age, for thou art with me. To arrive at those words after passing through the valley of the shadow of death is to know, in the words of Rabbi Joshua Loth Liebman, that God contains and supports us as a mighty ocean contains and supports the infinitesimal drops of every wave. To arrive at those words is to feel at home in the cosmos, held and comforted, cared for, and serene. The 23rd Psalm does not make the promises that cannot be kept. The end of all evil, the eradication of suffering and pain, sunshine instead of shadows. It makes but one promise, only this, that you are not alone.
Adonai Eloi lo echsar bino sheyar b'tzei נפשי ישובב, ישובב, ינחני במגלי צדק, ינחני במגלי צדק, למען שמו. גם כי ילך בקץ על מוות, לא יירא רע, כי אתה עמדי. שבטך ומשענתך המה ינחמוני. תערוך לפניי, לפניי, שולחן נגד צורריי, דשנת ושמן ראשי, כוסי רוויה. אך טוב וחסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית אדוני לאורך ימים. אדוני ראוי לא אחסר, אדוני ראוי לא
Turning to page 598. We have lit candles, we have pondered, we've remembered, we've allowed the salve of the comfort of those about us to heal wounds that may have been rekindled as well. We've let the light pour in. Those remembered this year and those remembered in years past are now aglow in that chapel of memory. And so we turn to our prayers of memorial. Page 598, we rise for the El Malay Rachamim.
שוכן, שוכן במרומים, המצא מנוחה נכונה, תחת כנפי השכינה. קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים, לנשמת יקירנו שהלכו רחמים. יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמתם. אדוני הוא נחלתם, וינוחו בשלום, בשלום על משכבם. ונאמר Amen.
Merciful God, God Most High, let there be perfect rest for the souls of our loved ones who have gone into eternity. May they find shelter in your presence among the holy and pure, whose light shines like the radiance of heaven. Compassionate God, hold them close to you forever. May their souls be bound up in the bond of life eternal. May they find a home in you, and may they rest in peace. Together we say,
Amen.
Amen. We continue on page 606 to recite the words of Kaddish. Yit gadal v'kadash shmei rabbah, ba'alma divra ki'utei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayei kon v'yomei kon, v'chayei d'kol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv, v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach, v'olam l'amei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yijamam v'yinaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudisha b'richu. Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tishbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min Shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Hosei shalom b'ramav, hu yasei shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who makes peace make peace for each who grieves, and all who mourn, as we say, Amen. Page 613, as we enter the Neilah service.
Etach lanu shar beit Neilah shar kifanayom hayom ifnei Hashemesh yavo yivye navoa she'arecha navoa
and the gates are closing. Slowly day fades into dusk. Soon the earth will darken, our bodies weak and weary, our inner strength undiminished. Really. This day has been a gift. Uncluttered time, free from hurry and routine, appointments or assignments, a time to face our sins and imperfections, our dreams and yearnings for the life we want to live, a time to leave the clamor of the world and attend to the voice within. Long ago, the temple gates were locked at dusk. So too at this hour, the gates of Yom Kippur begin to close. Have we done all that needed to be done? Said everything that needed to be said? The gates of God's compassion never close, but soon enough our lives close in on us. Now in the silence of the soul, now before the holy day comes to an end, release the unshed tears, the deepest prayers locked in our hearts. Page 614. Page 618. When I consider the heavens, the work of your hands, when I gaze at the sea of space and its endless array of stars, when I set out to understand this marvel and its maker, your greatness overwhelms me. Your majesty makes me tremble with awe. What are we that you have given us eyes to glimpse your truth? What am I that you have given me a mind to fathom hints of your purpose? We are witnesses to nature's repeated refrains, forests dancing with life, mountains rising like prayers, oceans bursting forth with hymns. In the midst of this beauty, you have placed within humanity two worlds, mortal flesh and immortal soul, finite matter and infinite spirit. You have taught us to live at peace with the earth and with all living beings, and to care for the works of your hands. But something deep within us darkens the soul. In nature, spring follows winter, but human behavior is far less certain. Called to a life of righteousness, we rebel. possessed by arrogance and unrestrained ambition. Again and again we speak of the struggle between good and evil, love and hate, forgetting that the power to choose is the greatness and glory of our humanity. In our forgetfulness, life loses its beauty, and we hear a voice of judgment. Where are you? How you have fallen. In this hour of Neilah, as day fades into dusk, we hear another voice that says, Ata noten yad lefoshim, yimincha peshuta lekabel shavim. You hold out your hand to those who do wrong. Your right hand opens wide to receive those who return. The gates of your forgiveness are open wide. Page 622, we rise with tefillah.
Adonai svatai tiftach. Adonai svatai tiftach. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai svatai tiftach. Adonai svatai tiftach. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ufi yagid Adonai svatai tiftach. Adonai svatai tiftach. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ufi yagid Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. זוכרנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים, וחותמנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוהים חיים. מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני. מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד אתה, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. מי כמוך אל הרחמים, זוכר יצוריו, לחיים, לחיים, ברחמים, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל.
Open the gates of righteousness for us. Open the gates that we may enter and praise the eternal. Open the gates for us, for all Israel, and for all people everywhere. The gates of acceptance and atonement, beauty and creativity. The gates of dignity, empathy, and faith. The gates of generosity and hope, insight and joy. The gates of knowledge and love, meaning and nobility. The gates of openness, patience, and the quest for peace. The gates of renewal, song, and tranquility. The gates of understanding and virtue. The gates of wisdom and wonder, exaltation, youth and old age. The gates of Zion, reborn and rebuilt in our time. Open the gates, open them wide. Show us the way to enter. Page 630. V'chot meinu b'sefer ha'chayim, livracha v'likdusha ki ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh v'sharecha b'kdusha nichabes. Seal us for holiness and blessing in the book of life. For you are holy and your name is holy, and we yearn to enter your gates in holiness. Ki ata noten yad leposhim v'mincha v'shuta l'kabel shavim. For you hold out your hand to those who do wrong. Your right hand opens wide to receive those who return. Page 634. Ata kadosh v'shivcha kadosh v'kadoshim b'chol yom yalalucha selah. Your name is holy. You are holy. Your name is holy. Seekers of holiness praise you day by day. Baruch atah Adonai, HaMelech HaKadosh. You are the source of blessing, eternal one, sovereign of the sacred. Page 640. We turn to the gates. We turn to the moment when gates are closing, when we're urgently entering to be sealed in that book of life.
Pitulanu share tzedek navovam odeah. Pitulanu share tzedek navovam nodeah. Open the gates, open the gates, open the gates of righteousness. Open the gates, open the gates, open the gates that we may enter. Pitulanu share tzedek navovam nodeah. Pitulanu share tzedek navovam nodeah. Open the gates, open the gates, open the gates of righteousness. Open the gates that we may praise the eternal. Pitulanu share tzedek navovam nodeah. Pitulanu share tzedek navovam
page 644. El Melech Yoshev al Kisei Rachamim mineheg b'chasidut. Majestic God, your throne is mercy, love, and kindness, your path. Though we wander and stray, your forgiveness grows, as you pardon our wrongs one by one, doing what is right for every living being. In your mercy and love, do not treat us harshly for the harshness of our deeds. You teach us to proclaim your attributes, made known to Moses, man of humility long ago. This day remember for our sake the covenant of your 13 ways, as it is written, that the Eternal descended in the cloud, stood with them there, and proclaimed,
Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum Mechanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed Ve'emet, Notzer Chesed L'Avavim, Nosei Avon Ba'Fesha V'Chata.
Slachna lavon ha'am hazeh, gegodel chasdecha, v'chasher nasat ha'am hazeh mimitzrayim v'ad hena. Moses prayed to God, as you have been faithful to this people ever since Egypt, please forgive their failings now, in keeping with your boundless love. Adonai, Adonai el racham v'chanu. Erech apayim v'rav chesed v'emet, notzer chesed lalafim, nosei avon v'afesha v'chata'a v'nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, God compassionate, gracious, endlessly patient, loving, and true, showing mercy to the 1,000th generation, forgiving evil, defiance, and wrongdoing, granting pardon.
Vayomer Adonai, Vayomer Adonai, Vayomer Adonai, Salachti, Salachti, Kidvarecha.
And God responded, I forgive as you have asked. Forgive us, Abinu, for we have strayed. Pardon us, Malkenu, for succumbing to sin. You are generous in granting forgiveness, all loving to those who reach out to you.
Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum Mechanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed Ve'emet, Notzer Chesed L'Alafim, Nosei Avon V'Afesha V'Chata V'Nakeh.
At the bottom of page 652, our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence, and when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong. We rise for Hashem.
Ay, 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 ay. Ashabnu, bagadnu, gazalnu, dibarnu dofi, hevinu, Vershadnu, Zadnu, Hamasnu, Tafalnu Shaker, Ay, 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 ay. Yatsnura, Kizavdu, Latnu, Maradnu, Niatnu, Sararnu, Avinu, Hashanu, Sararnu, Kishinu Oref, ay 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 Rashanu, Shichatnu, Tiavnu, Tainu, Titanu, ay 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 ay
We remain standing and turn to page 662 for Avinu Malkeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, kabel barachamim uvratzon et tefilatenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, welcome our prayer with love, accept and embrace it.
Avinu Malkeinu, aseh lema'an rachamecha harabim.
Avinu Malkeinu, act for the sake of your boundless compassion.
Avinu Malkeinu, aseh imanu lema'an shemecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us as befits your name.
Avinu Malkeinu, chot menu b'sefer parnasa v'chalkala.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of sustenance and livelihood.
Avinu Malkeinu, chot menu b'sefer zuchuyot.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of worthiness and merit.
Avinu Malkeinu, chot menu b'sefer slicha umchila.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of forgiveness and pardon.
Avinu Malkeinu, chot menu b'sefer chayim tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of lives well lived.
Avinu Malkeinu, chot menu b'sefer geula v'shua.
Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of redemption and renewal.
Avinu Malkeinu, malei yadenu mibirchotecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, let our hands overflow with your blessings.
Avinu Malkeinu, petach she'arei shemayim litfilatenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, let the gates of heaven be open to our prayer.
Avinu Malkeinu, chadesh aleinu shana tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew us for a year of goodness.
Avinu Malkeinu, ein lanu melech ela ata.
Avinu Malkeinu, you have no sovereign but you.
Avinu Malkeinu, konenu v'anenu ki ein banu masim. Aseh imanu zakah, v'chesed, v'hoshienu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, answer us with grace when our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love. Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, Chamol aleinu, Ve'yalol aleinu, Ve'tapenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu
page 666, Su'u Sha'ari.
שאו שערים ראשיכם וינשאו פתחי עולם ויבוא מלך הכבוד. מיהו זה מלך הכבוד? אדוני צבאות הוא מלך הכבוד.
Page 671. As we continue, we would invite our shofar blower extraordinaire, George Mayer, to join us on the bima, that we might be able to conclude as we began. We continue responsively on page 671. As the Sabbath of Sabbath ends, we say from the heart,
Living source, you are ours, we are yours.
from beyond time and space, you hold out your hand to receive us.
Living source, you are ours, we are yours.
You are the sovereign of remembrance, the voice of holiness. Your presence lights the way.
Living source, you are ours, we are yours.
Shema Yisrael, hear the shofar. Witness to history, thunder to our souls.
Living source, you are ours, we are yours.
Happy are those who love the sound of the shofar, its mystic chords of memory.
Living source, you are ours, we are yours. Hear the shofar, hear its cry of freedom, its call of courage. Cherish its promise of hope. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Adonai hu ha-Elohim. Adonai hu ha-Elohim. Adonai hu ha-Elohim. Adonai hu ha-Elohim.
And we would ask if there are any others who've got a shofar would join us on the bima. We invite you to come up at this very moment. Come up quick. We're hungry. Tekiah Gedolah. Page 674, Havdalah, and then we have a fantastic break the fast, and we can run off to enjoy meals one with another. Thank you.
Yai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai la la lai 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 ya la lai ya la lai yai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai lai ya la la lai 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 ya la lai ya la lai yai lai la 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 lai lai la lai la 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 lai lai ya la la lai 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 ya la lai ya la lai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen borei peri hagafen yai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai lai ya la la lai 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 ya la lai ya la lai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei mibnei besamim borei minei besamim lai ya la 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 lai 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 ya la 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 lai lai ya la la lai 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 ya la lai ya la lai 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 la 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 lai 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 ya la 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 lai lai ya la la lai 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 ya la lai ya la lai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei meorei ha'esh borei meorei ha'esh yai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai lai ya la la lai 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 ya la lai la la lai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech hamavdil ben kodesh lechol hamavdil ben kodesh ben or lechoshech ben or lechoshech ben Yisrael לעמים ben Yisrael לעם ben yom hashvi ben yom hashvi לששת ימי המעשה ברוך אדוני ברוך אתה אדוני המבדיל בין קודש לחול המבדיל בין קודש לחול חטאותינו ימחול זרענו וכספנו ירבה כחול וככוכבים בלילה שנה טובה, 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 שנה טובה. A good year, a year of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good year, a year of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagi. Mashiach ben David, im Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi. Shana Tova. Yep. It's okay. It'll slide. Good, Marty? It's good. Why are you magnificent? Thank you, Shana Tova. You're filled with goodness and holiness and wonderful things for all of you. May you be sealed. I know you've been sealed in the book of the living, and you'll be hearing from me. Come on. And Quartet, don't leave without seeing. And you too. Music can go back in the Taos room now, please. Ask on your row. Your row, rack is in the other room.
Bob? Chantal? Yes, always.
Thank you for, and then, yeah, some of your going downhill warm-ups. That's the trick.
Going uphill, you have a tendency to squeeze and push. When you start going downhill, it makes it so much better. Yeah. And then as you go up by leaps instead of by steps. Because if you go up by leaps, then it forces them to flip over. Yeah, and not slide, but flip. So, yeah, it's a trick.
Great pleasure.
It's an old Jedi mind trick.
You should watch this.
Exactly.
A pleasure. See you. I have a new position I'm transitioning into. My old church is letting me go a few weeks at the new and a few weeks with them because the old one, they're letting a 71-year-old retire, fade out instead of a quick cut, because he's been there 20 years or so, being the staff accompanist. And I will come in and be the full, every weekend accompanist come January. These two, September and October, 50-50. November, December, 75-25. Fully.
Sounds like a workout.
Yeah. Yeah.
It gives him a chance to sort of ease out.
Yes. And honors him. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm pleased. It's in Long Harbor. Sort of Whittierish.
Yeah. But I don't know. Is that
not close to where I live. I live in Huntington Beach. Sunday morning, early, it's like 45 minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
Other times of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And yourself, where are you regularly?
I'm more regularly here than anywhere else, but I'm not sort of officially anywhere. I would say I am
chocolate. Well, the second one, not so much.
Well, this is the second one.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
Yeah, he gets in
Yeah.
trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only he just followed the directions instead of smacking it, but even though it's
Yeah.
it is issues.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah, so my version plays with it. I bring in the ghost of Miriam to try and give him some advice at one point. And then there's a whole, you have to see, I don't want to give away the
Okay, good,
secret,
good,
but
yeah.
we went over very well, and people said, and I thought, oh boy, I don't really know.
Okay.
Colleen and I chatting a few months later, and she said, oh, one for each of the fireworks. And I knew she was right, but I thought, oh, that's it. Right, fair enough. That one's from numbers. So I thought, fine. You know what I'll do? I'll make these all water. That way it's elemental. It could be different versions of it, but there's tie in it.
I like that.
So I go to Genesis, let's see, water, oh boy, go from deficit to surplus.
I don't know.
Of course.
And I start writing.
Funny how I find both of you in the same place.
Oh, thank
My
you very
brother.
much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Maybe the short version of the story is that within a week, I
Let me get some
realized
light on in
that's
here,
not
shall we?
15 minutes. It just isn't set up to be. It's all been writing in some fashion for some
That's
years
better.
now. Things have gotten away.
What are you gonna do with these candles?
Full-length
It's for Carrie. Carrie, come and blow out your candles. I'm serious. No, the ones that have not been lit will keep. But otherwise, everyone.
It's one for that right.
Yeah,
We'll see. The moment a friend of mine who kind of
Proofreader, editor.
the scripts, and he's like, do this, do that, textbook on this, his friend, this. Stands on.
6 or 7 big ones, and invite somebody.
It's the right time. This is a real, several things are indicating to me.
May the Lord bless. Yeah. The inspiration comes so you get, you know how some of those really, really good things we've done came to us quickly. Yeah, may the Lord bring something quickly. Yeah.
At times,
Sorry, Karen. Go ahead.
Yes.
One left.
You just
one
realize
for you.
today's
Get
not
here. Have a
gonna
good
be
day.
like
Quite that little nugget that I got. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's exciting, and I'm on track. There's nothing that's going to throw me off that.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
A great year.
A great year. Thank you. God bless your family too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
Michelle, is your husband being dementia while mentions right now? Is he taking you home?
No.
Oh, where is she? Who? Teacher who? Oh, wonderful.
So this is what happened.
She's the Menchetta of all Menchettes.
Right, so Dee took her in Florida.
Right.
And I called Big Necks and ordered 2 baked chicken dinners with pasta and salad. And they're being delivered over there, and I already paid
concerned more so for the choir than for me because I know there are members of the choir that completely throws them off when it's in the lower key or higher key, but they follow it. They did it. Yes. It's okay. All in all, though, I think music this holidays meant beautifully. Beautifully. As you remind me of that. Details. At least I was smart enough to reset it after the afternoon when we were going to Yizkor. I stopped it and started it again. Because otherwise we'd have a 6-hour live stream.